you play the game with the people that writing the rules. Ain't the fame that I'm after when paying the dues. I've been through the pain that's reflected in the attitude. Might be winning now, but the thing is that I had to lose. So go and tell me what you really wanna do. And lonely at the top, cause there ain't a lot of room. Ain't no other option, that's all I ever knew. So I'ma get it poppin', you know how I'ma do. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. Guarantee you can know I'm a threat. I've been down through the blood and the sweat. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah, I'm going all in. And I ain't close to being done yet, I'm going all in. Yeah. They know I'm going all in.
And we are back. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. Do not know what in the world happened there. But we are live again. Hopefully those that are trickling back in, make your way back in. Welcome, welcome. We got a great panel today. We got the new and improved Brandon. It looks like he hit the weights in the gym and lost some weight. As you can see, and he got a little bit of a suntan, as well. My boy Dion, what's up, Dion?
What's going on, man? Yes, I'm sitting in for B-Dub, so there will not be a lot of commentary for me tonight. My the thoughts and things that I display are those of the Forever Faithful podcast, not Niner Gang podcast.
Yeah. And we got our boy El Veterano, the one that knows it all, but no one listens to. My boy Pete. What's up, Pete?
See, and I keep telling you I don't understand French, but it is what it is. But what's going on, Beto? I appreciate you. I appreciate the completely disrespectful introduction. Not that it's not true. Not that it's not true.
It is not true. It is not true. It is not true.
It's kind of on Beto to bring us in on a good note, man.
Gotta have fun. I got Brandon in the comments. What happened? Technical difficulties, my friend. But look it, we got a new and improved view, bro. No more.
Hey, man.
No more Italian shit.
Looking sleek and sexy now.
Yeah. With more knowledge of football. Let's be honest. No, Brandon couldn't be here today. I believe his uncle's birthday, or he told me his uncle's birthday. He told Dion somebody's had a babies, and he probably told Pete something different. But whatever the reason why Brandon can't be here, Dion's here in place. So we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk football. So much things happened since the last time we came live last Tuesday. The Niners finally signed their star. They finally signed their star. But BA is still waiting. Congratulations to Christian McCaffrey for getting extended 2 years. He'll be with us for the next 4 years. By him extending his contract, actually saved us 8 point something. I forgot what the proper number is in this year's salary cap. So that was definitely beneficial. We're still waiting on the whole Brandon Ayuk. He did not show up for mandatory minicamp. We're going to talk about that because Debo was Mr. Drama, Mr. Diva. I want to be traded. I don't want to be here no more. Everything we heard from under the sun with Debo. But guess what? Day one of mandatory camp, Debo showed up. He didn't participate until the contract negotiations got done, but he was there. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Nick. But Mr. Brandon Ayuk did not show up. He will be fined for the next 3 days for not showing up. I thought you got fined per day, but it's a 3-day mandatory minicamp, so he got fined for all 3 days. So that means he don't have to show up none of these days. Is that something to worry about? And I'll start with my co-host, Pete, and I'll give it over to Dion. Is there something for us to be alarmed with BA not showing up today? Because the last time when did we have a player not show up? because of contract negotiations. It's been a minute. So is this something for us to worry about, or is just allow the process to go through, Pete?
I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think that the CMC signing today and then moving the money around is really a majority of what's going on. I don't think BA is going to step one foot on that thing on that field until the job, until his contract is ready and signed. So I'm not worried about it. I know he's going to be here, and I just hope that he gets in. I'm hoping to see him to get in at least by training camp, because we've seen the other players kind of struggle coming out if they wait too long to come in. So, and not that that's their fault. The 49ers always have this process of waiting until the last second to get the deal done, and instead of just hammering it out. But it always seems to work out in their favor. They at least made it to at least make it to the NFC Championship game, so they're doing something right. And we just got to be patient as fans, and that's what it is.
Right on. What about you, Dion? Is it a big deal? Not a big deal? Something we should worry about, or just let the process go through?
Not a big deal. Just let the process be what it is. He probably wasn't going to show up to camp, and even if he did, he probably would have just been standing on the sidelines. And because it's just a 3-day fine, it's probably something he feels he can stomach as far as his pocket being hit a little bit. But I really don't think there's much to it. I just think that it's basically contract negotiations. Now, where I would worry is if he doesn't show up to training camp, because those fines get a lot bigger, and those are day by day. And that's not something that you can necessarily afford right now, even if you are in contract negotiations. So the smartest thing to do in contract negotiations is to show up for the mandatory stuff, but let them know I'm not touching that field until I get my money. That's what I would do if I was a football player. But it's a mandatory minicamp. It's only 3 days. Probably just thought to himself, hey, I can deal without, couple $100,000 or whatever it is, for the fine, and I'll be there at mandatory minicamp, but I don't think it's too much of a big deal. This is a normal tactic by any player in the league trying to get paid that feels they've worked hard and paid their dues, and they should be given their just due. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon's over there talking about he's always looking sexy. I don't know what he means there, but we'll
shout out to Brandon, man. He had a little nephew named Landon. Congratulations to him and his family on the arrival of the new baby. Brandon, make sure that baby is a Niner fan. Don't let anything else go on that child's body. I swear to God, if I see Cowboy stuff on that child, I'm gonna
I heard she's a Cowboy fan, right? Her sister.
God, no. Oh, no, you better buy that baby everything Niners. Don't let them get infected with that stuff. That's horrible.
Yeah, I hear you. What's up, Richard? Welcome to the stream. I don't think it's a big deal either with Brandon Ayuk, but, it is alarming that people right away want to jump into gun where, we've seen the contract with, and, Justin Jefferson, well-deserved, man. You put the hard work. You do your thing, get paid, get your bag. He did that. I mean, he talked about the last contract was Tyreek Hill, and that it was high in the signing bonus, which was he got like $50.2 million, and Jefferson got 88. That's a percentage of 69.2% jump from the last one. From when TJ. I can't think of his last name for the Steelers.
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt, thank you. When he got his bonus, and then from the bonus of Nick Bosa, it was only like 13.2% jump, 69.2 jump. It's completely changing the game at the receiver position. And right away I heard, and I want to get your thoughts, but right away I heard, well, this Debo's now going to get paid that amount. And one thing, if you don't familiar with the Niners, and this front office, they value a player at a certain position for a certain amount. Will they wiggle and give a little bit more like they did with Bosa? Maybe. They did with Bosa. But if it's out of this world, if Debo is asking way beyond what the Niners think he's worth, then we can see him being signed for that fifth-year option and moving on from him. What does that mean about Debo? Is Debo going to stay here or not? Justin Jefferson, to me, is a better receiver. People may not like that, but I think he's a way better receiver than Ayuk. Ayuk's not that far, but he's better. I think the Tyreek Hill, between him and the kid that got signed over there with Detroit,
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Thank you. Between those two guys, I think that's where Debo's Brandon Ayuk's kind of fall in. I don't think the Niners are going to give him nowhere near $88 million and a signing bonus as they did. How much is enough from your perspective? And I'll shoot it to Dion. How much is too much and how much is too low? And where do you think the Niners should shoot at BA's contract? And what should be the signing bonus? Because that's what counts. The whole contract, it's that can go up and down, but the signing bonus is what the players are looking for. What amount do you think agent will settle for where he feels is not a slap in the face?
The hard part is it's so complicated with these contracts that you never know what's really truthfully going to be a right amount for these people. What's going on, Terradome? I would say, honestly, BA's contract is going to have to in total be over $100 million. I definitely do believe it's got to be at least a 4 to 5 year deal. Be honest with you, signing anywhere from about 40 to 50 mil. You could probably pull that off and get away with that. His guaranteed money, you're probably going to have to give him anywhere between 65 to 75. Like that's the lowest I think he's going to go on the guaranteed money, because that's 90% of what it is. Because I understand things from both standpoints. I understand you got a franchise. What's going on, Dave McNiner? I understand you got a franchise. You have things you have to protect. You have things you have to do. You have other people that you have to pay. But at the end of the day, I understand the player as well. Hey, NFL stands for not for long, people. If I get injured, I'm screwed. Y'all don't have to pay me, and y'all ain't going to want to pay me. And that's going to be another reason for you to lowball me in negotiations, which is why players do not step on the field until they get their money. Now, yes, for the majority of players that do wind up holding out and not getting their money, they have these little these little knick-knack injuries throughout the season, and they usually don't play the full season. And they usually don't look like they gave you a seriously great return on your investment. Don't believe me? See what happened with Zeke Elliott. He got paid, and look at him. He fell apart. And now he's back with the Cowgirls. But I honestly think that you're probably going to have to give him between 65 to 75 at a minimum for his guarantees. And I think if you sign him, if you give him like a nice hefty signing bonus anywhere in between probably about 45 to 50 mil, he'll be okay. I don't think that he's asking for more than what he feels he's worth. I think this is more so sometimes just, contract negotiations, and then your agent sometimes can shoot for more. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. When Brock Purdy comes up next year, we won't see him. You will see him on the sidelines. That's about as close as it's going to get. And I pray to sweet baby Jesus, they just do his contract in the offseason as fast as they. I want them to be working on that right now, just so they get ahead of it, because he's going to get paid. And when Brock gets paid next year, there will be cap casualties, people. We are going to lose some people that we would love to keep, but because our quarterback has to get paid, they will be gone. A lot of people have been saying because of the way Brock is, his mentality is to be that of Tom Brady, where, hey, I'm going to take a discount because I want everybody to stay. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that when Tom did it, there was a luxury for him to be able to do so. But when Brock's about to get paid next year, that agent ain't walking in there going, yeah, we'll take a hometown discount. Sure, we're good. That agent gonna look at them and go, y'all know I get a nice little percentage of this, right? So we're gonna be talking for a while. And don't give me no BS numbers because we all know how the Niners work. They lowball, and then find a way to meet in a happy medium. But what do you think, Pete?
So what ends up really happening for the 49ers is that they let everybody get paid before their guy, and then they usually creep just over what people thought that they were going to get, at least from an optics standpoint and like how they announce it. I'm fully expecting Ayuk to get more than Debo got guaranteed wise. So Debo got 41 guaranteed at signing. He got a total of 58 total guaranteed. So, but who I'm really looking at is Jalen Waddle's contract as far as the going rate, because I'm not even looking at Jetta. I'm not even looking at him because nobody's in that stratosphere. It's going to be in that stratosphere. But I look at Jalen Waddle, who I think is really kind of a guy that you could compare Ayuk to, and he got 76 total guaranteed, but he only got 35,978 at signing. I think the 49ers go close to 50 at signing, and then they end up giving him around between 70 and 75 guaranteed total. That's what I think is going to end up happening, and the rest of it is all funny money. Care about the total number that they give him and what he makes total. All that really matters is that guaranteed number. So it's so what I'm looking at is I'm just going to talk about the guaranteed money because I think that that's really all that matters. And but you want to talk about how talking about referencing the whole Brady and Brock comment. Brady didn't really give them, didn't really take like hometown deals. What he just restructured every year, and he let them kick the can down the road and convert it into signing bonus. He was going to get his money. He got his money. He just would let them structure it out in a way because he was going to get paid regardless. So it was. So I mean, he wasn't really taking a home. I don't think any player is really, especially not the quarterback position, is really taking a discount. I believe Brock is. I've been saying the whole time. I laughed at people when they were saying that he was going to get less than 50. I heard some people say he was going to get 30 and 40 a season.
I heard that too.
And I said, come on, like, and people still say, oh no, he has that type of character. Okay. When money is involved, people are going to get their going rate. It is what it is. They don't care about how you feel about it. It's the company or the team's responsibility to structure it in a way where they can still run the team viably. It's not his responsibility. Like, with that being said, they're not going to pay him some outlandish amount to where they can't run the team. So there might be a couple of less superstars, if you want to call it, but the 49ers have always been able to find like talent in the later rounds. They've always been able to find talent on the waiver wire, whatever you want to call it. And so I'm not really afraid of that. And honestly, we've seen Kyle run the offense similar numbers to what Brock was getting last year, with Eric Bourne as the number one wide receiver, and Emmanuel Sanders, an aging Emmanuel Sanders, and a rookie Debo that wasn't the wide back yet, like as the weapons. And we won't even talk about the running backs. There was no CMC, though, I can guarantee you. And they were still similar numbers. So I'm not really afraid of them having not as many weapons. But with that being said, I think Brock is going to get in excess of $50 million. He's off season of guys getting paid and guys getting quarterbacks getting new contracts to speculate what Brock's going to get. But BA, I think it's really all about the guarantees, and I think it's going to go off like I just said, like with him getting between 70, 75 total guarantees, and then guaranteed signing, I'm expecting him to get close to 50.
About 50?
Yeah, around there, 45, anywhere from 45 to 50.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Real quick, guys, I just want to apologize ahead of time if things slow down a little bit. The heat wave just started happening yesterday here in Northern California, and it's been in the hundreds. And I'm not worried too much about my upload. I'm not worried too much about my downloads. I'm worried. I run everything up my uploads, and it's running a little bit less than what it needs to run at. I don't know if that's because of the heat and anything. So if you guys see any pausing, I think this is why it interrupted earlier, because it keeps dropping, and I have to maintain it at a certain amount. And if it drops, that's when it's trying to disconnect. So if we run into any problems, I do apologize ahead of time. Getting back to the whole BA situation, listen, I'm a firm believer that the Niners have in their minds a certain amount they think a player's worth. Now, I am all for a player getting their bag. I'm all for a player getting their money. I'm with Pete. I'm with you, Pete. I don't believe that players so-called give a discount. A lot of people misconception. Tom Brady give a discount. Tom Brady was married to one of the richest models out there, so money obviously wasn't. Yes, and he had endorsement. Yeah, so money wasn't really an issue. Brock Purdy's going for his first contract that is going to set him up for life, or at least set him comfortably for his future. I never heard of a player, particularly a quarterback, but a player go to his first contract and try to give a discount to the team. Yes, you love your team. Yes, you love your the players you work with and you play with, but it's all about setting your future for you and your family and looking out for number one. Because we all know Brock gets hurt or BA gets hurt, and they're not able to come back to that form of playing, the Niners will be dissing them quicker than you can imagine. The Niners will be like moving on. The NFL, not just the Niners, but every team, if you don't produce, they get rid of you. So when you hear about these players like Christian McCaffrey, he didn't show up for the non voluntary OTAs because of contract. People were talking about, is his wedding? Does he want to? He had no guarantee money for the next 2 years. All right, the kid plays hard. He puts his body on the line, and not to have any guarantee. And I've heard Niner fans say, "Well, he's selfish. He's
just
greedy."
Freed up.
I'm sorry?
Just freed up cap space.
Yeah, no, and I was going to get to that. But besides the free up, Scott, these players are putting their body on the line. Make your money. Go after the bag. The team don't love you until you trust me. You stop performing for the team stops loving you. You got to get your money when you can. Guarantees. And to Pete's point, if people relax and look at the whole contract, yes, he got more money, he got guaranteed. But because the way they worked it out, it dropped. They saved us 8 point something against the cap. That benefits us when we're going after a Brandon Ayuk, when we're able to bring in the kid Thomas in free agency, maybe bringing another safety out there. So you got to look at the numbers. You can't just look at what they get paid and they want a contract. Every player, when they have the opportunity of playing at their best, that is your opportunity to ask for them. Nobody's going to pay you when you're playing at your worst. Right now, we depend on Christian McCaffrey. It will be stupid in his camp part, not to ask for more money. Mm-hmm. If Dion, if you're thriving at your job and you're kicking butt, and right now you're employer needs you more than ever because you're producing the money, it will be bad of your part not to ask for a raise. That's when you take the opportunity to ask for a raise. Same thing with Pete. He works, he runs a store. If the store's running good and the quota's being met and they're making money, and Pete's like, hey, this is my opportunity.
Bonus all days.
Yeah, to get a bonus or to get money. Yes, because he's thinking about his family as the company's thinking about their company. So when I hear Niner fans get upset about players asking for money, I don't understand why they got to get BA. I would love to see him in minicamp right now. I love to see him getting the rapport with Brock, but he got to get paid. This is his first contract, and he's done a lot for us. So when Dion said he might get 75 million signing bonus, a lot of people will be like, that's ludicrous. Maybe it is, but not to BA. BA's making his money because he knows he can be a game or two away from ending his career. And if he doesn't have that money set in his family, then he's screwed. So I'm all for him getting this money. The Niners teams will find a way to pay everybody. This whole myth of the salary cap. Look at Philadelphia. They paid Hurts, right? They're paying A.J. Brown. They just paid the other receiver. They brought in a top running back. How are they doing it? There's ways to wiggle around the salary cap. Always ways. It's just
now,
if they cover you, they'll find a way to get you there.
There are always ways if you have a good front office.
True.
That structures everything in a way
that knows how to do math.
Yeah, exactly. Like that can structure everything in a way to where it's not it's only affecting them this year and it's not affecting them the next year, and they gives them out in another year. Like, so that's a very important point, because I don't know if anybody remembers what happened in New Orleans a couple of years ago, but they lost their whole entire team. Yeah. They had to go on a fire sale. So did Detroit right before Dave.
Before they hired the coach, Dan.
Yeah, like they had to go on a fire sale too. It absolutely, when you have a bad organization, you have a bad front office, like the salary cap is real. But when you have a good accountant, and I believe the 49ers have one of the best accountants in the league.
In Parag, yeah.
But people always they don't like him for whatever. I've seen Niner fans hate on him a lot, but can you name another team that has the roster that they have? Now, we haven't got the Super Bowl ring, but the 49ers perennially have a fantastic roster, and it always seems to get just a little bit better every single season. And they somehow sign guys that they had no business signing. And that's because they have a great guy managing the money. Like, you've got to give that guy his credit to constantly give them outs in contract. They learned, because in the beginning, they were giving money away.
Yeah.
And with, what's his name from Kansas City that I can't even remember his name because. Huh?
You talking about Balky?
No.
The guy he went to the Jaguars.
The pass rusher that we got that couldn't stay on the field.
D Ford.
D Ford, and then they had Richburg. They went out and spent a bunch of money on him. They went and spent a bunch of money. Yeah,
and those contracts were back contracted instead of being.
Yeah, they were back.
And that's what they made their mistake, because they got rid of them and were paying money for them while they were gone.
Exactly, the linebacker too. That linebacker that we got.
K1.
Yeah, K1. Quan Alexander.
K1. I got you, Pete.
Yeah, you did. Quan Alexander, and they paid him a bunch of money, but that's what bad teams have to do, because they were bad at the time. That's what bad teams have to do. They have to give bad contracts because they don't have any other way to bring those good players. I just think the 49ers are in a position now to where, as long as they play their cards right and they structure those contracts correctly, they can keep this going.
Yeah, and that's a credit to Parag Marate, because he's the one in there, finagling those numbers, making stuff work, looking to see what you can and can't do, and how I can do this and how I can do that. For me, I'm just saying, I love what they do because they find a way. I appreciate that. Hard part about that is sometimes it's not going to always work out.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with Beto. I couldn't stand paying D4 to do nothing. 3 guys.
Did he froze on us?
Yeah, he froze, and then I thought I froze for a minute.
And that gave us some reprieve.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah,
Y'all
sorry.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
We didn't hear
I
it.
think it froze up.
We didn't hear.
Yeah,
for
you
like
want to
5
repeat it?
seconds.
Yeah, you froze a little bit. Again, remember I tell you when it drops below that line that I need to maintain, it'll get paused and it's dropping right now, and I apologize. But if you can just repeat that last statement, Deanna, I would appreciate it. Can you hear
hear
me?
us?
Oh no, can you hear me?
Uh-oh, we're losing him.
Give him CPR, Pete.
I think I heard us come through his.
Yeah, I don't know what
speaker.
happened. Can
Can you
y'all hear
us
me?
now?
I can hear you.
I think I heard us come.
See, I hear us on his speakers.
Yeah.
It's coming way late.
See, I hear us on his speakers.
Yeah, there's a delay. I apologize, gentlemen. It's one of those, and it had to be at this time too.
Yeah.
It couldn't be all day. My thing is running good, and just this is a peak hour time too, and I have no excuses. But everybody's home doing their thing on their internet. It's all combined, and it's all pulling. So, okay, he's gonna leave and come back.
Okay.
But go ahead. Yeah. But that's where we're at, Pete. That's where we're at. Let me bring him back in real quick.
Yeah. I mean, I just you gotta.
Oh, pushing.
While we're waiting for him. Oh, okay, there he is. He's already back.
Are you back? Okay. See, like, I need to be running 20.5 gigabytes, and I'm right now. I mean 25, and right now I'm at 21. So it kind
You're
of.
like,
And then normally.
Beto, you're Parag. You're Parag. We don't need to know how the numbers work. Just make it happen. Just make it happen.
Hey, good comeback right there, Pete. Good comeback. Ladies and gentlemen, that's his way to tell me to shut the hell up. No, I'm
Never
cool with that.
You know
though.
you're my boy.
No, I know. But you don't lie if you didn't mean that, though.
No, you know. You're not gonna have me say it. I love you or anything. on the air.
Yeah, no. No kumbayas here. So now that you're
Hey,
back,
you
Dion.
gotta take me to dinner for that one.
Easy. Now that you're back and we can hear each other, Dion, can you repeat the last statement?
Yeah, I was just saying that it's great that we had Parag Marathe on there, and I appreciated Weston Richburg for what he did.
Yes.
Because Richburg retired to give us some cap space.
Yep.
He did us a solid. And unlike that worthless D Ford, who sat there and collected every damn penny, knowing he ain't never gonna see the field again. He wasn't giving up nothing. And I'm sitting here like, come on, man. You know, like I get that every player has to get their money. But first of all, you've been injury prone. You know that. You knew your back was trash. You knew your neck was trash. And you sat there and just, I'm gonna keep all this money. I'm gonna rehab and I'll be back. And what made me more frustrated was the fact that the 49ers kept talking as if he was coming back.
They
I'm
tried.
like, y'all
They
know
tried.
he ain't coming back.
They tried.
You know this dude is cooked. Stop getting out there. My number one thing was I wouldn't even talk about him if I would have been a Niners. I wouldn't even mention his name until I had a clear, definitive outlook on his health. But if I don't have a clear, definitive outlook on your health, I'm not saying anything about you. I would just not field any questions. Why? Because I already know this dude is basically robbing us.
For sure.
Real quick, Terradome brought a comment up that I thought is pretty interesting. I don't know about the fishing, but you know the money that Justin Jefferson got over there in Minnesota, CeeDee Lamb kind of pulled some similar numbers to that of. Is he the same player that Justin? No. but he pulls some numbers like that. If you think the Niners are in a sticky situation with BA, bro, what are the Cowboy fans thinking right now? I know this is a Niners show, and we'll come back to the Niners, but what do you guys think the Cowboy fans are feeling right now with the whole CeeDee Lamb? Because these guys, they don't pay nobody over there. Jerry Jones wants to keep all the money for the strippers and not for his players.
They pay people. They just don't pay the right people.
Yeah.
That's actually very
Like,
true.
I mean, they pay Ezekiel Elliott. They play in running backs, and they will pay their wide receivers. They don't want to pay Dak, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
No, have you heard? You are actually wrong, Pete. I've heard from several different
They're going to pay him?
people that are in there with the Cowboys that they want to pay Dak. They want him to stay. I'm looking at it
for their dollar amount, but they want it on their number, and
they believe in trade.
You know what you should do if you the Cowboys? You might as well go ahead and give the Trey Lance experiment a shot. Fuck it.
Yep.
What else do you have to lose? Once Dak
they know
off
him,
your books, you don't want to pay another quarterback like that again.
Nope.
Because he's never going to bring you a ring. That's been always my number one issue with paying quarterbacks. If I'm going to pay a quarterback, I'm going to expect that guy to get me to the mountaintop. That's why I'm paying you. You're the most dominant, you're the most prominent position on the field. So
Yeah, it starts and ends with the quarterback. Yeah.
It starts and ends.
You at least have to show. You at least have to show that you have the capability to do that. Like, you have to show me something as far as being a little bit clutch and like being able to win games when things aren't so rosy. And Dak still has yet, to me, in my opinion, still hasn't shown that.
No, under pressure, he makes his most mistakes. That's when he's turning the ball over.
Worse under that.
Yeah,
and our quarterback is actually the best at that.
Yes.
You notice Dak with the lead plays very well with the lead.
Oh, yeah. Great.
He starts falling behind, and it all falls apart. And that's bad when that happens with your quarterback. That's why people that don't like Brock Purdy because of the measurements and because he's not that tall, the dude plays his best under pressure. And he's still young. He still makes mistakes, of course, but he has to learn. Dak has been in the system for a while. He's been in the business for a while. He should not be throwing those interceptions under pressure like that, but he tries to make it work too hard when he's trying to make a comeback, and he forces the ball in places it shouldn't go. And Brock doesn't do that. And he's learning. So, we're set with a great quarterback. I'm glad we're not the Dallas Cowboys, but I agree with Dion. At this point, what do you got to lose? Trey Lance, give him the kid an opportunity. If he throws interceptions, who cares? Your quarterback, who's a starter and making all these millions is doing the same thing anyway.
Yeah,
Who's better, Dak or Romo?
I think Romo was.
From a statistical standpoint, Romo was better.
But players, they're both the same.
Standpoint. But as a player, they're pretty much the same. Their results are the same.
Do you know that Tony Romo?
They paid Romo though.
Do you know that Tony Romo and Dak combined have the same number of playoff wins than Brock?
Yeah. And the funny thing is they paid Romo easy. Romo didn't have to fight for a contract.
He didn't have to fight for nothing.
He didn't have to fight for shit. Jerry thought of him as like his stepson. So two things I want to talk about real quick that made me laugh today. So they put up Justin Jefferson next to Randy Moss, both of them in their rookie seasons. Mm-hmm. And the glaring difference was the fact that Moss almost literally doubled the touchdown output in the first 3 seasons for Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
But then again, when you have Dante Culpepper throwing you the ball, you're probably going to score. And when you are mossing people, probably going to happen. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to touch on was, I don't know if y'all saw this, man. Mark Davis came out and said his new girlfriend liked him because of his beautiful smile.
Oh, no.
Sir.
I thought he was going to say the bowl cut.
What are you talking about? That woman knows you own the Raiders. Yeah. As much as we hate on the Raiders, they are still a very prominent franchise. It is a $1 billion squad. Ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me that you fell in love with this chunky, ugly-looking bastard because of his smile.
Brandon's ass looks better looking than
Oh wow!
than Mark
You saw
Davis'
Brandon's
face.
ass? What are you doing looking at Brandon's ass?
I wasn't gonna say that.
I know. I caught myself when I said that, and I knew I was hoping it just flew by, but not with Pete. Damn it!
No,
That's a hard pause, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
All
we
right.
get reason for that all the
Is this
time.
going to be confession time? Do I have to confess?
After my confession.
Oh no, I don't know. Did he have Cunningham his first? I don't know.
I think.
No, yeah, he had
Anyway,
Cunningham.
if you
He had
go
No,
from
he had
Randall,
Cunningham late.
Yeah, he had Cunningham, and Cunningham had a cannon.
I was gonna say
And
if you
like,
go from Cunningham to if you go from Randall Cunningham into Dante Culpepper, that's not a bad look.
Yeah, well, there's a
I
reason
don't
why
think
Dante
Dante Culpepper was
fell
that good of a
all the way
quarterback,
up.
though.
No, he wasn't a good. He had a couple
Culpepper
of
did
good
his
seasons.
job. I mean, he wasn't
I
fantastic.
think
A
Kirk
couple
is
of good
better.
seasons.
You think who's better?
Kirk Cousins.
No, I think he is.
Kirk Cousins is trash.
No, I'm not saying he's not trash, but I think he's better than Dante Culpepper.
Okay, you guys
He
can say what
lasted
you
a
want.
lot longer.
Is not
He
trash.
lasted longer, but if you're talking about measurables and numbers, I think honestly that Dante
Pete's going to
Culpepper-
defend on that's his guy, Kirk. Defend him.
Yeah,
Like-
definitely hard pause and a no diddy on that one. Yeah, definitely so.
Yeah, no,
But,
Kirk Cousins is not trash. I would say he's not trash. I think that
I'll say
he's
this.
terribly consistent.
This is going to get
He's
good, ladies and gentlemen.
He's ridiculously consistent. Dante Culpepper was a flash in the pan. And
from that point,
he had He had 2 good seasons, and then he was gone. And he couldn't catch on nowhere else.
Nah,
Kirk
his
Cousins
knees
is on his 3rd major contract.
Yeah,
and
but he just had his stats.
Dude, Kirk
Like,
Cousins
my
for
number
not being
one
a
thing
starting
with Kirk Cousins
quarterback
is-
or a Hall of
It's not
Famer.
his fault he don't have a defense.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
What team does he have? He has to play from behind, and he has to score a whole bunch of points.
I don't want to
just for them to
hear
be
that
close.
BS. I don't want to
Minnesota
hear
trash.
that. I'm not about to give Kirk Cousins no damn reprieve or no pass. At the end of the day, Kirk Cousins ain't winning nobody no damn championship.
Thug Life certified.
He knows that.
Okay.
Okay, look, I'm gonna give you the perfect.
You tell me
career
one time
I'm gonna tell you-
Kirk Cousins has had a top 10 defense. Just
I don't
once.
care. Quarterbacks have won championships without a top 10 defense. That's not an
Okay.
excuse.
Mahomes, and who else?
Yeah, Mahomes probably the only one.
I'll tell
else?
you this. Let me give you Kirk Cousins' career progression. It's very simple. He sat up in Washington, collected all that money. He allowed them to franchise tag him twice. He didn't even fight for a contract. You know why? Because he was like, hey, they're going to give me the average, and I'm a quarterback. I can go elsewhere and get paid. That man pads his stats so he can get his money. He does not have aspirations of winning a damn championship. He can't even win a playoff game. Barely.
I mean,
And I'm sorry, I'm not about to keep giving him a pass and saying it's the defense, but you can't even put up the points to stay in the game. At the end of the day, Kirk Cousins has to be held accountable. That man is robbing the league, and I'm for it. You know why? Because hey, at the end of the day, you got to get your money. But Kirk Cousins is right. He robbed Washington, never gave him shit, and Washington was trash. We knew, so we didn't think he was going to win there. He robbed Minnesota for years, and now he about to rob the Falcons.
What happened? What happened?
When you get that man a 4-year contract and then draft Michael Penix or whatever the quarterback's name is in the first round. Even Arthur Blank is in there like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why are you drafting the quarterback who's paid this dude?
What happened? What happened to Washington when he left? They still rebuilding. Like
at the end of the day, it doesn't
Minnesota.
matter to me. Kirk Cousins will never win a championship ever. And it won't be because he never had a defense. It'll be the
Dan
fact
Marino
that
never won.
man ain't got it in the playoffs. He doesn't.
Dan Marino
And
never
he's
won one.
ready
Is
to
he
get there.
trash too?
Who?
Dan Marino never won one. Is he trash?
That's a whole different. Never ever put those two in the same conversation.
I'm not saying that they're the same quarterback. What I'm
Dan
saying
Marino
is that
actually made
your
it to
whole
the Super Bowl.
your whole
Dan
argument is that he
Marino
didn't get a
actually
ring.
played in playoff games. Dan Marino earned every single dime. Kirk Cousins is just robbing the league by
But he didn't win a ring.
and getting paid. He didn't. But I'm saying Kirk Cousins You can't put Dan Marino and Kirk Cousins in the same conversation. You cannot.
So what? He's padding stats. Kirk Cousins is padding stats, but
Consistent.
every other quarterback out there that's getting stats and not winning rings, I mean, what are they doing?
Yeah, I don't know what they do. I'm just telling you right now, my thoughts on Kirk Cousins is he pads his stats so he can get paid.
I don't think he pads this. I think he tries. I think that he has had bad luck with teams forever. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm not here to defend the sanctity of Kirk Cousins. It's just when you look at it, like Dante Culpepper was. I mean, to compare him to Dante Culpepper, that's disrespectful. Kirk Cousins getting 4,000 a season. You can book it. Dante Culpepper
You can. I agree with you.
Dante Culpepper is trying to get on a team in his third
You
season.
can book Kirk Cousins for 25 to 30 touchdowns, all of that. But all I'm saying is, at the end of the day, when you look at your career, and this is done, this is why I like watching, Shaq and KG and guys when they talk to people like Charles Barkley, because Barkley talks a lot of crap. And the one thing that they all remind him of is, you ain't no champion. Let's remember that. You did not get to the mountaintop. And you did not taste that victory.
But
so while you're over here running your mouth, you still can't shut up because you're nobody. And I'm sorry, Kirk Cousins is actually a very nice guy. He is one of the coolest people in the world. He is like literally consummate professional, stays out of trouble, does all these things. Fantastic. But at the end of the day, he is robbing NFL teams left and right because they sign him with the aspirations that man can put you over the top and get you to where you need to be. That is the only reason you pay a quarterback, because you think that they can bring you a championship. Everybody can agree on that. Kirk Cousins is never going to bring you a ring. Ever. Mark my words, that man will not see a Super Bowl ring in his career. And he will retire as one of the highest paid dudes that never got one. And hey, I'm not mad at him. I'm just telling you, I wouldn't have paid him. Because if he'd have come here, we ain't winning no ring. Everybody swore him down. He'd be the greatest thing since sliced bread in Kyle's offense. And with this defense and all this other stuff. The man don't shine bright. He fails when the lights are bright. He does. And those are facts. And I'm sorry.
I don't know.
It would have been the first
time. It would have been the first time that he had a defense. I don't know. Because all he got to do.
He can't do it, man. I'm sorry.
He don't have to.
I got to agree with Terradome. Phenomenal is who Dan Marino is. Kirk Cousins is man.
The reason why I brought up Dan Marino is because he didn't win a ring. Okay.
Neither did Kelly.
And the reason why you said that Kirk Cousins was trash is because he couldn't win a ring. And that he was stealing because he had no chance of getting a ring. Okay, well, Dan Marino didn't win a ring. So there's a whole bunch of QBs that don't have the stats that Kirk Cousins have, and they're not gonna win a ring, but we're putting them above Kirk Cousins. And I don't know. I don't know what he would do with Kyle's offense. I think he would do pretty well under Kyle's offense.
I just don't. I mean, we saw him in. I think we saw him in Kyle's offense for a little bit.
Yeah,
when he was in Washington, but
he was good. That's how he got paid the first time.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't. There was nothing there. I don't know. For me personally, I think he just pads his stats and that's that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, does Brock do? What does Brock do on another offense?
We'll never know. We'll never know what he'll do.
Yeah, we ain't never gonna know. We don't want to know. Really,
Kyle ain't letting that one happen. That's one person Kyle is definitely gonna fight for. You tell them, hey, we're gonna trade Brock Purdy. Kyle gonna look at you like, no, the fuck you not.
Yeah, no. Brock ain't going nowhere.
No.
I love Brock in this system, and I don't want Brock going anywhere. I'm just saying, he fits perfect.
Callie, if you jump on this, if you do the same thing that Pete did, let me explain something to you. The reason I call Kirk Cousins trash is because Kirk Cousins never shines when the brights are the lightest. He always fails. I don't care about him not having a defense, any of that. At the end of the day, when you're talking about when you're talking about Dan Marino or Dan Fouts, these are dudes that contended.
Or Jim
They
Kelly.
at least got somewhere. They tried. They went. Kirk Cousins has done none of that. So I can't compare Hall of Fame careers from these dudes to Kirk Cousins when he ain't barely even won a playoff game. What are we talking about? Like, you got to at least be somebody that's at least tried, at least gotten to the mountaintop. I can say that about Fouts. I can say that about Marino, but I can't say that about Kirk. Kirk ain't done nothing.
No,
And these
I know Jetta is going to miss that man dearly. Like, that's what I know. Like, because his numbers are about to fall off a cliff.
Oh, hey, look, the only way that JJ is going to be able to sustain his stuff is if he pulls off the greatest trick in the world. And I will tell you this, it will be that those are facts, Terradome. Jim Kelly is the Karl Malone of the NFL. But the only person the person he needs to be honest with you, he need to go talk to D-Hop. Because D-Hop did it with a quarterback carousel consistently. He always had somebody different throwing him the ball.
But Jetta's not that type of receiver.
JJ's not that type of dude. I'm saying that's the only way he could pull that off. Is if he finds his inner DeAndre Hopkins early in his career.
He grows a couple inches and some pounds.
He got to put some weight on. That's true. He'll never have to do that. And he gonna have to, his hands are gonna have to exponentially grow.
Yeah.
D-Hop has massive hands. Pause.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, we
no, it's good. Good topic. I just wanted to correct Terradome for a minute. Elway is not the LeBron. Patrick Mahomes is the LeBron James of the NBA.
You got it. Yeah, I gotta agree with that. Yeah, yeah, I gotta roll with Beto on that one, TD.
No.
Yeah, because Elway wasn't a bitch. He didn't cry. He did not cry like that. I'm sorry. Look, I know a lot of LeBron fans out there don't like him. He cried. He cried.
I think he's just saying
Pete doesn't
that
like LeBron. Pete doesn't like that, but I'm saying for the opposite side.
No, it makes sense though. I agree with you.
I got you.
It has to be Patrick Mahomes.
But I think he's just saying that because he got blown out. He got blown out a couple times, and got his doors blown off like LeBron did. And
didn't we blow his doors off?
Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah,
we definitely blew his doors off, man. He had no chance, man.
And he's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread at the time, and everybody thought he was going to come in and it was going to be something, and it wasn't.
Who would Michael Jordan be? Kirk Cousins?
MJ? No, MJ has to be.
Stop it.
Gotta be no, actually, MJ has to be Joe Montana. Never lost.
Yeah, I could see that.
Joe's 4-0, MJ 6-0. If you want an MJ of the NFL, it's gonna have to be Joe.
Tom Brady, cut it out, Terradome.
I was gonna say the only other person.
He said Jordan is Tom Brady.
But
well, I mean, only because only because of the number.
Michael Jordan is not the GOAT. Sorry, guys.
Whoa,
yes,
slow your roll now.
Oh,
don't
yes,
do that.
That's LeBron.
We're not. Oh my God, are you for real?
Beto, don't do that.
LeBron is a better player than Michael, bro. Come on.
Okay, Beto,
Just saying, he's doing it for engagement. That's okay.
He's doing it.
We understand.
He is trying to attack.
We understand. Yeah,
I know.
I was just trying to get you guys off the quarterback situation.
Yeah, this clip is going to be all over Twitter.
It's going to be all over Twitter. Montana's Kobe. Ooh. I love Kobe. I can't say anything negative about Kobe.
Yeah.
I mean, Kobe, hey, look, at the end of the day, Kobe was a killer.
Yeah.
That's just what it was. Kobe was a killer. And he learned a lot of that killer instinct from MJ.
See, and I would put Kobe almost as Elway a little bit. Just because Elway didn't have the greatest numbers.
No.
Elway didn't have the greatest numbers, but he was a gamer. And then he needed Terrell Davis.
He needed his running back to win the Super Bowls. Yeah.
And
Hey,
like,
and TD was nasty, boy.
And Kobe needed Shaq, right?
yeah, and Kobe needed
did.
Shaq, and then he
Yeah.
needed Gasol. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I can't
could-
forget
could
about
see that.
Gasol. Yeah.
Yeah,
See
Powell.
that.
Powell was in
I'm
there,
a Kobe.
man.
I'm a Kobe dude. Like, that's my guy. Like,
Hey,
but
I don't care what nobody says, man. There's an LA rapper out of LA named Joe Moses. He said one of the coldest lines I ever heard. He said, "Even Robert Horry got 7 rings, bitch."
Yeah.
yeah,
People don't know that. Horry got 7 fucking rings.
Yeah.
yeah, he got. Yeah, but he's a role player.
That made it 8.
He just floated from
He-
team to team. He was on like 6 teams.
But he was necessary in his role playing.
Hey, they say that they give
you
Super
could have
Bowl.
bypassed that with anybody, but he was necessary in those Lakers playoff runs.
That's true.
Yes, he was.
But they say
was.
they give Super Bowl rings to the janitors of teams that win the Super Bowl as well. So
Oh wow.
Yeah, we don't damn rings to no janitors, man.
yeah, that's what they say. I don't know.
Hey, did
You got to be an American. You can't be
The
Mexican.
equipment manager gets one.
Equipment manager,
Yeah, I'm gonna say
cheerleaders.
probably the immediate people, but you ain't.
He's trying to
I
say
mean,
Horry is
if
the
that's
equipment
the case,
manager.
I'm about to go work at Levi. Just give me a free ring.
Hey, real quick, I know I don't like the Broncos, the Broncos, but I just want to give a shout out to my friend Anna Marie. She just made the squad for the Broncos cheerleader. She'll be a 2024 cheerleader for the Broncos for the first time. So
Congratulations.
Congrats.
yeah, she's my niece's friend. So
Congrats.
yeah, congratulations to her. Niners would have been better, but who's complaining?